Welcome all, Warhammers and Warhammies. You must be having a good day because you've stumbled upon the best episode of Big M's Power Hour today. I'm here with the Lord and Master of Strength Hammer, Chuck Moore. How you doing today, Chuck?
I'm doing good, Matt. How about you?
Doing just great. Seems like a good day to go over the news of the month. Last month, so we'll be going over January's. News releases. There wasn't too many this time, obviously, for obvious reasons. And there was even less rumor engines. That's because they were giving us a break the week after Christmas.
No more Christmas.
Yeah. We're still on cooldown from that one. Then after that, we'll get into our special topic of the month, and then we'll part our ways.
Yeah, I want to give a special call out to my new setup I have going on here. So if things are a little bit wonky for this and maybe even the next one, got a new camera upstairs, even though you can't tell it's a new camera because Google Meet decides to make my camera quality complete and total garbage. But it's nice not being in the basement. The furnace offers its hello to everybody. It will miss you. Maybe occasionally you'll see occasionally you'll see some of my cats up here, so there's a good trade-off. Yeah.
Well, maybe every once in a while we can send you back to the basement just so we can reminisce.
So here's what I'm planning on doing, because this is a shared computer office with my wife, and she told me when I was putting art up here, I can't do any Daughters of Cain art. So one of my old love, it's all High Elf art back here. So you can I'm not sure if you can tell, but I put pictures on Twitter. Nothing but High Elf art. Even changed my background on my desktop to the old High Elf army book cover. Oh, there's my cat Rose. Yep.
Hi, Rosie.
So show you everyone gets to see her butt. Okay. But yeah, so downstairs in the basement, that's where I'm gonna put all the Daughters of Cain art. So I figured if I record downstairs, it can be themed for that sort of
the porn dungeon. Yeah,
exactly. You got it. Nailed it.
So I never knew that the missus wasn't a huge Daughters of Cain fan.
No, she's not that she's not a fan. It's just okay. I mean, you've been over my house many times, Matt. The only people that go in my basement are people who are going to lift weights or play Warhammer, and they understand Daughters of Cain. If I put art upstairs of Cauldrons of Blood, mostly naked she-elves running around with daggers out, it would cause okay, now our friends wouldn't care, but might cause some confusion amongst some family members. Whereas if it's in my basement, they're just like, I'm not going down there. Those stairs suck.
Well, I would say, not to get too personal, but I would say for every picture you have that is strewn upon the wall to your that way for you, then you should get one Daughters of Cain. That's
no, I'm actually fine, because actually the art I got back here, all of it was free. I do have, you can't see it's right here. Oh, by the way, we're on YouTube if you're listening on the podcast. So check out the video to see me pointing at a picture you can't see.
Check the video.
Anyway, that's the Techless art that came with the Lumineth Collector's Edition box, but the rest of this art was completely free. One,
Good.
Having access to a high quality color printer, and two, having a duplicate of the third or fourth army book for High Elves. Just cut it up. It was a duplicate, and I was like, just cut it up, put it in frames, made a little collage wall, and we're done.
All right. Well, you ready to hop into the news here?
I wanted to keep talking about all my elf art I have about my house, but if you insist, it's your show.
It's your channel. You can have your own little special art.
I'll do that later. All right. Anyway, Big M Power Hour, January 2021. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
It's been a hell of a few weeks. Keep your hands in diamonds, folks. That's all.
Not even done with Q1. All right. So we're starting off the year strong with an article that came out on January 4th, where we get a look at this year's exclusive store anniversary models. I think we touched on this a little bit last time. I remember griping and groaning a little bit about not being able to get not being able to get this year's store anniversary models.
The Stormcast, she had the glaive. I really wanted that one, because that would be my conversion for my pop star hero for my army, and yeah.
Yeah, you can get it on eBay. It's a little pricey, but if it's something you really want, it's not unreasonable.
I'll wait.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, maybe if we all tweet at them, maybe they'll have it be available at conventions or something.
Matt, you're doing this wrong. We have an audience now. Audience, if you have one and you would like to get a random mention,
like, favorite, and subscribe,
and then send it to us. We'll happily take it for free. We are shills.
Oh yeah. No, we will mention you. Yeah. Okay.
Actually, a mention for a mention. Actually, I want to give a shout out to Legends of the Painty Men. Their latest episode. I got a nice little shout out for all the gaming I've organized at my local club with help of the local club outside during all of this crazy past year. So go watch and check out Legends of the Painty Men. Andrew and Roy over there are funny. It's great. So.
And also, while we're doing a little bit of shout out, just a small, more of a shout out / thank you to AOS Coach. I've noticed that he's always kind of gone out of his way to leave a comment on videos before. It's always greatly appreciated. Of course, never required. We always, I know he's a good friend of yours, and I've only met him once, I think, at Nova last year. Well, the year before. At the last Nova.
That was Adepticon. Coach only has ever been over to Adepticon, so it was there you met him.
Wherever I met you, I remember meeting you.
Wow.
And you're a gentleman and a scholar, and it is appreciated. So thank you. All right. So we got to look at the store anniversary models. First, we have a very weird looking Necron.
Yep. And I just scrolled right past it. I'm sitting on Silas.
Well, no, we gotta address this Necron thing we gotta keep Neil and Dave away. Got to get a little bit of Bolter, Tyranid. I'm not 100% sure what's going on with the underarm, with the Necron wind chimes he has going on down here. Considering that he doesn't have it on the other arm.
Well, I mean, that arm's always holding the staff. I think it'd be better if instead of a hand that's holding the staff, it was literally just a ball joint into that staff. That would make sense that that's never going to touch the ground as opposed to a fist. That would be kind of neat.
Okay, so now we can go down to Silas.
I go Silas.
Silas. We'll go Silas.
He's got here. Whose haircut is that?
Mo.
Yeah, no, I was thinking of different movie entirely. Anyway, Mo's fine.
I have to say, I like the pose. I like the weapon. I like the bullhead. Not a fan of the hair, but that's an easy fix. I can easily swap another head on there or even a helmet.
I mean, it's an anniversary model. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, honestly, the face, I even like the face. I just don't like the hair. That's when it kind of like sticks out at me a little bit.
I kind of like, though, this is the first one we've seen where he's in the Paladin armor.
Yeah.
Like the Retributors and all that. So that's kind of neat to give yourself a Retributor champion. Because I think they've only been Liberators or was it the Knights? The Lone Knights? I forget what they're called.
Questors?
Night Questors. So nice to see a...
Well, I mean, it makes sense to have Questors since it's one model you can...
Oh, yeah.
Put in and out. And then, of course, there's the normal dice bag, art print.
I'm kind of curious. This bag looks kind of nice. It looks perfect.
Bag looks kind of big.
Well, I don't know. Not the dice bag. I think the bag.
The other bag?
It looks like it's perfect for holding books. If it's the exact size of GW books that they put out, then it's golden. If it's too big or too small for that, then we're going to make fun of it.
If they put in just enough thought to go, you know what, this might actually be a good thing, as opposed to like, because there was in years past there's been bags, but it's just been like
backpack.
Yeah, like nothing super special.
Or that really tiny sling bag that they had looked really neat, and it was way too small.
I couldn't even honestly. I couldn't get it on. No.
if this is book size for like army books and rule books, perfect. If not, what are you doing, guys? Although, I'm happy to see the dice tray because I picked up one for both you and I whenever I went down to the Warhammer Citadel. I was down in Dallas for work earlier last year. Now this isn't, I think, as
Yeah, the one you got is definitely a high quality one. These look like they're just like the felt with the snaps.
But regardless, I don't care. That's great. I get club members are like, how do I get one? So don't just put it behind this exclusive, because we're gonna go to our local Warhammer store. Okay, let me be honest. We're not gonna go to our local Warhammer store. At least I'm not. Maybe Matt is. He's closer. Not for worry about sickness or anything, but like I don't want to have to spend like $75 to get one of those, and my club members aren't going to want to go. Like they would go to that store and drop $25 on that, sure, just to get that. Yeah. They'd probably buy something else, but if you're going to lock it behind something else, they're not going to drive out that far. And we'd rather just support our local game store. So please, Games Workshop, put these are nice, and like if you want to have exclusive versions for your store birthdays, absolutely go ahead, but like make some option available, like of a dice bag or like a tray and a backpack. Make some option available that they can go get anytime, even if they have to order it online. Just make it so it's convenient.
Would be nice. Yeah. All right. So moving along, we have our first Middle Earth article with their annual tradition.
Are people playing Middle Earth now? Did we do it? Did we fix it?
Yes, of course. Okay. Yeah. That's why there's so many articles now.
Great.
So Middle Earth Hobby Bingo 2021. They do this every year. I'm of two minds of it, because I would actually like to do it with AOS as well. Of course, I can always make my own, but I also like that it is one of the very few Middle Earth only things, and it's a tradition they've been doing, I think, for at least 2 years.
Actually, they put one in. I think it's generic between 40K and AOS in the last White Dwarf, I believe, a bingo.
Okay. Well, so this is it's just a fun little thing where over the year you basically just try and paint models and such, or even again, there's like one right here. Read The Hobbit or any of the books from the Lord of the Rings trilogy. Watch the Hobbit trilogy. I do that by accident.
Yeah.
So you can easily get a bingo by painting or even doing just random Middle Earth related things.
Hey, technically, I'm waiting for it to come out, but I just purchased some Middle Earth.
Yeah.
Elrond's Sons, the standard unit that was a champion and banner for Rivendell, and then the two other, I can't remember the swordsmen, the heroes. Can't remember. Eldred? No, Eldred's 40K. Sorry. Eleanor? I don't know.
Yeah, Eldrath and Tyrion. That's
perfect. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I said, as always, we always promote as much Middle Earth as humanly possible. So definitely, if you think that you might start painting some, print this out, keep it by your hobby station, have a little fun with it.
Have fun.
There's no prizes or anything. It's just a fun little thing to do. All right. So moving along, we have another one of my personal favorites, Warhammer Underworlds.
Heck yeah, we just got a couple games into that this past weekend.
Yep, and as always, like that's one thing that I really like. No matter how much time passes, when you go back to it, you have just as much fun as you had the first time playing it.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played it, oh boy, in well over a year. And there was the new Dire Chasm rules. I think there was one point, it's like, you get a primordial token. I was just like, what the hell's a primordial token? So we're looking it up in the rules. It's not challenging, but it's like, what?
Well, I knew it was going to come up, so I put that card aside because they gave you a little reminder card. It's okay. I mean, it's an interesting way to get another glory, but
it feels like they're going to do this with each season. Just add like a new rule that's not going to be part of the core. I think this will drop off on the next season, which that's fine. I don't like
right.
Like with standard way of play and the non-standard way of play.
With Beastgrave, it was Hunter and Quarry, which is still involved. It hasn't fully fallen off yet, but it's still. I mean, it's still in there a little bit if you want it to be in there. It's fun. It's not intrusive. Same thing with this. It's not the end of the world. You basically get one victory point, but you can't use it to like put equipment on or anything. So with these, the Starblood Stalkers, I believe this might be the first warband that doesn't have like the main character's name in the title.
What is the main character's name?
Kixi Taka, the Diviner.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Now, the Eyes of the Nine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So this is a very interesting looking warband. This is one issue that I have with the Underworld's warbands is that it they'll pull from these older models or these older lines with slightly older models, and they'll go, look at what we could do. These guys are awesome.
Yeah.
I am going to admit I'm a tiny. There's a little portion of me that's a little disappointed that it's mostly skinks, because we got one Chameleon skink, awesome.
Yep.
We got a skink Star Priest, or skink Priest, I guess he's not a Star Priest, awesome. We got one Old Blood, awesome.
Yeah, he's cool.
And so, like, at that point, I feel like it would have been better to have like two skinks and then maybe something else. I don't know. It just seemed weird to have two on their own and then three of a kind. So even if they would have put like a temple guard in there, I thought that would have been pretty cool. But I think this is
what's those little that shoots the quills. I forget what it's called.
Shoots the quills.
It's like the one little like dinosaur. Is it razor?
Oh yeah, the Razor Gore. Yeah. Not Razor Gore.
No,
Might be the Razor Gore.
It's not Razor Gore.
Spiky guy.
Yeah.
Little spiky boy.
We don't play Lizardmen. Sorry.
I
I have every order book for every army except for Lizardmen. I should buy it just to have it, but
I have a feeling that this is going to be a very interesting army because, I mean, even him, the main guy, has 3 wounds. Most warbands I play do 3 damage.
Yeah, and as someone who has the Daughters of Cain warband as his main, yeah, that hurt.
Yeah, that was fun. That was awesome, man. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I'm gonna get it no matter what. As always, I get everything. These guys are not all going to be blue. I'm telling you that right now.
1, 2, 3. I mean, just rainbow it, I say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. All right, moving right along here. So we have our first 40K article. We
don't want to talk about. Oh, I guess we'll see it in full. Never mind. I was like, do you want to talk about the teaser at the end of this for the article you're going to talk about later? Sorry.
Yep. We got another article to fend off Neil and Dave. Keep them away. Create your own custom plagues for crusading Death Guard armies.
Yes. Like, once again to my local club. Let us play Crusade because it's more fun than you're playing 40K. And 2, I want to see something like this in AOS so bad.
This is, there's no other way to put, like, it's Plague Inc. plus Nurgle. I mean, this is just, it's such a smart idea, and this is how you do narrative on a open-ended way. Because, like, I know a lot of the people that we know that do narrative, they like to be hands-on, they like to be very personal, but you can't do that in a book. Like, you can't do that in an open-ended fashion. This is how you do it.
Which is, I just think, like my local club, say someone was playing Death Guard, and there's folks that play Death Guard. Like, imagine making a contagion that you can infect an army with. And if they play another army, they now have to do an additional roll at the end of the game on, like, a 5-up. That person is also infected. So then if that person comes and fights you, you get, like, 1 reroll against them. Like, it's not going to be anything big, but just, like, you can literally watch it spread amongst your friends. And
yeah, I don't know if it's in there, but that would be awesome if at the end of your game, your opponent rolls a die, and on, like, a 3-up, they're infected.
Yeah.
And so then the next time they fight their opponent, the next person gets to roll a die, and on a 4-up, they're infected. And then 5-up, 6-up, move on with your day. Like,
yep.
All right. So let's see. Well, yeah. I guess they didn't go over these too much in the actual preview. So we got some leaked photos.
Good old potato cam.
Yeah, yeah. I know we talked about this a little bit, but again, like I said, as far as I'm concerned, I always want everything now. Just give it to me now. So I'm always happy to see this. Whenever the photos first leaked, I was relieved because I was very worried that these were going to be some dumb looking camels. And I really didn't want camels.
No, that's because you listen to Tom on Warhammer Weekly too much.
No. I saw the. It was whenever they showed the pictures. Whenever from at the end of December, whenever they showed the what's up to come, they showed the big boy down here, I believe, and it just something about it just came off as camel-like to me, and I was like,
yeah, I can see that.
I'm gonna do my best. I'm gonna do my best to be accepting, but you're really testing me. And then you see these guys, and what was funny was my one criticism. Do you remember what my one criticism was of the model when it first came out?
I can't recall now.
So my criticism was the neck armor.
Oh yeah,
because it looked like a solid plate. And then whenever they reveal these, nope, they're segmented plates. So sense. My one complaint is completely resolved. And not only was it seeing the one model was cool, but seeing it as a unit, oh my god, I don't know what it is. The whole unit just brings something out.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not. I think early potato cam leaks are not. I just get like, I don't care to see them. I'm like, I don't retweet them. I don't take them out. I'm just like, okay, I'll just wait for the full picture instead of seeing a blurry picture. And some people like it, so if you like it, like, sure, have fun.
That's me. Give them to me. Get them in there.
I'm just like, I see someone's just like, oh hey, here's potato cam, it got leaked. I'm just like, I'll just wait another 2 hours for GW to.
Hey Peachy, go ahead. We know it's you. We know it's you, Peachy. You just want to show off the paint job. Chuck knows all about that. So
fantastic. No, I love the weird of Illumineth. I think I might mention it before. When I play tested Lumineth, I was all about essentially the core of the army, the Venari, the spearmen, the archers, Teclis, Eltharion, and that is still mostly the army I play right now because I haven't branched out too much. But when I saw the models, to me it was like, oh man, these Cow Mountain, like, I love the big stupid helms everyone dislikes. I'm in love with them. Like, more of this, please. I love these.
Still can't stand them. Whenever I was building the Underworld's Warband, I was like, God, I hate you. But again, it's just a simple head swap because the rest of the model looks fine to me.
Well, yeah, I thought the reason is you gave me the extra heads you had, and I converted old white lions because I'm doing like a mixed theme. I still need to go buy full normal ones, but like, I love them.
Yeah, and like I said, I mean, that's one thing that I really liked. I mean, that's one of the core aspects of the hobby. What's funny is the people that I saw that were complaining about the helmets were people that customize all of their models from tip to tail. I'm like, what are you guys complaining about? You're going to change it anyways, even if you loved it.
Exactly.
Well, like I said, just like the hammer, I felt the hammer did look a little Polo-esque.
Yeah, they're trying to mix
but the diamond,
the idea of a hammer with like the letheness of the elves.
And like I said, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. If I felt that those rules were better, I would have built them that way, and I would have been fine about it. I just like the rules of the diamond pick, and I also think the model looks better that way. So, but again, not the end of the world. These guys are awesome. I love the Velosa Gazelle. I know they're referred to as kangaroos from everybody, but I honestly don't get a lot of kangaroo vibes from them. I get a lot of Jurassic Park.
I think the kangaroo vibes came literally just from the leak because you couldn't tell what it is. But now, I think they call them Roo Riders for fun. But I think people,
which I don't. Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Fun, whatever.
And then on to the hero.
Yeah.
This guy is perfect.
Yeah, it's got the Eometrica cow theme. He's in the Eometrica colors too, so
yeah.
Like,
I love that mount. The mount again, it's just this very unique but natural looking animal.
yes.
Um, and it's something that they've done really well with Stormcast as well. So I'm glad to see it. I'm glad to see it.
My favorite part about it is the gems. Not so much on the Ruru Riders, but on this hero. Um, those gems just look so nice. Okay,
Well,
like it's not the old style of painting gems, but like I just love them. I want to see a tutorial on that. Maybe it's out somewhere, but like
yeah,
I just love them.
yeah.
I love the way they look.
Have you ever seen? It's a really old anime, so if there's anyone young watching, I'm sorry, but have you ever seen Slayers?
Oh, it's been a long time, but yeah.
So that was one of those shows. So for people that are unaware, it's an anime from like late '80s or early '90s. It's like a D&D comedy anime, and everyone has just gems all over the place. And I was like, I wonder, because like they so haphazardly painted those gems. If you actually go back and freeze frame them, but whenever you're not paying attention to them, they look amazing. And I'm like, boy, do I make the effort and try and paint it like that, or do I just put gem paint on it again?
So all my gem paint is like separated and it won't remix.
Oh yeah, yeah. Those are good. Those paints have like an expiration date, and you're just buying the price of the pot is really just it's a renter's fee.
Do they still sell them?
Yeah,
Oh wow. Okay.
yeah.
I just take the 3 pots and just sitting there. I used them maybe like twice and was like, oh, they're not good now.
No, I used them all I could, and I forget who it was. I think it might have been in my Stormcast. There was a couple times where I even got the fun opportunity to mix red and blue to make a purple gem color, and it worked. So I was
I remember when those first came out. There was there was some event in the UK. It was outside camping. I can't remember. I'm drawing a name. I'm drawing a blank on it. And it was always fun to see.
yeah.
Boss something. I don't know. Boss Fest maybe. But I remember. I think it was Chris Tomlin of the Black Sun podcast, which I'm dating myself now here a little bit because they haven't put out a podcast. But I think he told a story about he won a couple of them, and see you, Rose. And they're all drinking around the fire, and he just absentmindedly, probably because he's probably too drunk, threw one in to the fire. And he said it was an amazing amount of colors and stuff coming out of the paint pot that lit on fire that you would not believe. And I was like, never tried it, but we need to.
I'm sure it only took a couple years off his life.
Yes.
All right. Moving on here, we have another Underworlds. It's a big Underworlds month, man. It was.
This vampire lady with the bat.
I mean, I guess
Some people like her, some people don't.
Honestly, the only thing I've ever heard was the talk about the sword and the hair, which I like Vince's take on it. That you can tell that she just whipped her hair back.
Yeah. And I only okay. We're assuming gender, Matt. Oh no. I mean, I guess this could be like a male armor too. I can't tell. It's just that the long hair made me go, that's a female.
I mean, there are the tatas in the way, but
they're not as. Yeah, I guess. It's definitely a new way of GW doing it.
So the main reason for this one, because we'll get on to the vampires here in a little bit. At the bottom here, we see the roadmap. The roadmap has been adjusted, understandably.
Hold on, I was still on the old vampire with the bat hairs. Now I'm on the Underworlds.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I was looking at the bat hair.
Totally.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm off it. Yes, this one with the cutlasses, that vampire. I understand that that's a woman.
So we were both looking at vampires, but we're looking at the wrong vampire.
Yeah, I'm talking about the one that had
so
red
real
hair
quick,
with the bats.
we'll just go through memory. What did you think of the probably more masculine vampire lord with the bat hair?
I'm buying that model. I'm taking the head off, and I'm putting on like a witch elf head, and I'm going to use it as a slaughter queen conversion for my daughter's cane.
So I know that you like to look at things through the dock lens.
Yes.
How about though the model as itself? What do you think? Because I know the hair is very controversial.
I, what I like about the hair is how it gives a different like it draws your eyes back towards the face a little bit because it's like kind of like everything's pointing back towards the face a little bit. But I don't like the bats. I wouldn't mind if the hair was out there waving a little bit, maybe a little bit thicker. I don't like the bats in it. That's the only thing I don't like, which easily you can cut it out.
Yeah,
It's
I
but the armor, like literally like that. You take off the head because like I'm not a big fan of vampire heads in general, but like just the sculpt minus the head and the hair is so perfect for like tons of stuff. Like I said, Daughters of Cain will work for. You could probably do Slaanesh with it. You could do anything, any army. You could use that as a base for a hero, and you'd be set.
yeah, I personally love it. I love the giant flanged morning star.
Yeah,
As far as the hair goes, I'm torn on it. I think it's a little. I think it's a little silly, but I don't think it's considering that it's going to be, an army of vampires. I don't think it's too silly.
no,
I would have preferred. I know it would have been very hard to sculpt it, but I would have preferred if it looked like the hair was turning into bats.
the reason I don't mind it too much in general is just because maybe it means with this coming vampire, I guess not thankfully vampire is just gone, it's just this vampire stuff, that maybe we'll get like the different, like you played Vampire the Masquerade, there's Asimites and Gangrels and they're all like very different looking.
Yeah.
So maybe we're getting something like that, which would be very cool. Like we have the different breeds of vampires.
I mean, we'll see, because going back to the see what's next for Warhammer Underworlds with the updated 2021 roadmap, where we see the obvious female vampire.
Yes.
The face is still very, very similar.
It's a little bit softer.
Well,
For
I mean, you kind of have to show some difference there, but
yeah.
But yeah. So I said, with that, we'll see. I'm so far everything vampire they have shown, I am 100% on board with.
I want to know more about this character's story because you look like she has a little heart motif, and she has like crazy hair, like, and we can't see any ears, but like, is this like a witch elf turned vampire type thing? Like, can an elf turn into a vampire? Cool. Like maybe
it would be cool. But yeah, so
yeah. But I need her as well to also be a slaughter queen in a Daughters of Cain army.
You're just going to have a vampire army that just has a bunch of Daughters of Cain heads on it.
I've thought about doing that for a couple years now with just what we have. Truly, I'm not saying it won't happen. It's more likely to happen than me doing a dwarf army right now. So.
But yeah, so the reason why I brought this up is for the updated roadmap at the bottom. I just wanted to take a moment here, go over things. Basically everything's been pushed back except for now we're getting a double release in May, and we're still getting the final release in June.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, like, even without COVID-19 in the mix, this is fine. I would so much rather get a roadmap of what's going to happen for the 6 months and then have it change as we go along than this, hey, you're getting giants. Okay. Just wait.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think as long as Games Workshop came out and said, hey, here's the roadmap subject to change, we'll let you know if it changes as we're confirming it. Because if you don't do that, then as we see with the future thing regarding the FAQ, people get expectant and entitled and whine on the internet, and it's really annoying.
The other thing with this is we do see that the one that we were wondering about, was it Bone Splitters or Spider Fang?
Yeah.
We now can clearly see that it is Bone Splitters.
But what if he's holding a spider's leg instead of like let's not club? Maybe it's a spider's leg and it's still both. It could still be both.
It's still both. Yeah, I know you just don't want to disappoint people, but Bone Splitters, which is fine because I've been looking for an army to actually try doing some like tribal war body paint, and I think that's going to be the perfect one for it because I have no desire to run them as an army. So once again, that's the reason for Underworld.
Yep.
Paint a little everything.
Yep.
All right, so moving right along here to the Meta Watch: How to Conquer the Mortal Realms with Slaanesh and Nurgle.
Look at that. Hey, see, man, Vince Venturella. Look, get out of here, Tom. This is Vince's show right now. Nah, okay, we're both on screen. Vince and Tom.
I had to point this article out. I know Vince and Tom are good friends of yours. I consider them both friends, even if only one of them remembers my name. But again, like I said, you and I meet up with Vince every Nova, and it's one of the highlights of my hobby year. I met Tom at Holy Havoc last year, and it was great going back and forth with him about just different strategies and different tactics. Different.
Man, I still, because they're such good guys, and I hold them both. Like as you said, they're both very good friends of mine. The fact that we got there and we're tired after our 9-hour drive, they're like, no, we need to play a game so we can teach you how to play Holy Havoc.
Yeah.
That was the best thing, because when we came in the next day, we knew all the shenanigans that were about to happen.
Well, so I'm sure. Oh yeah. Well, I'm sure anyone that was following Vince on Facebook or anything around that time period remember seeing that. I'm blanking on the name of the main model of Slaanesh, the Keeper of Secrets. So I remember seeing the pictures of the Keeper of Secrets. The model is 10 times more impressive in person, and we're playing, and he's just ramping it up stuff, and I'm like, oh my god, please, he's like, just go and move that in. I was like, and he's like, there was one time where he said if it breaks, I'll paint another one. I was like, oh my dear god.
There was one moment I was moving my hands, and Tom had his lovely black coach. It was raised up, so it was hanging off the base, which is an incredibly smart idea. And I moved my hand and I touched it, and the horses just started doing this. And I was just like, oh my god. Because it's also exceptionally well painted. I was just like, oh no.
Yeah. And again, like I said, that's one thing I always feel bad because Tom is such an amazing painter, and I feel like he never gets the proper dues because
he puts his stuff next to Vince.
Right, and it's Tom. There's no knock on you in any way, shape, or form. You are such an amazing painter. Yeah. But whenever I saw this article, I thought it was very funny because A, I know they both love these armies, but B, I've always wanted to do a Slaanesh Nurgle army just so I can call it the Venereal Tide.
I mean, that's the dream. And maybe, because Holy Havoc is set to happen, Matt and I are planning on attending, so maybe it'll happen.
We'll see. I mean, the problem is we both want to be Nurgle, so...
Well, no. It's... I'm okay being Slaanesh. It's just, if I ever do Nurgle, I have one theme I want to do. So if you're okay matching to my Slaanesh theme, we can do this. That's fine.
I don't care, man. Yeah. But yeah, so again, this is they both go into some great depth and great detail on how to run each army effectively. So like I said, if you're interested in either one of these armies, definitely give this one a read. And heck, even if you have someone in your meta that runs one of these armies, read it as well to see what you can kind of glean from it to counter it, because both are tough customers. I know people kind of give Slaanesh a little bit of a runaround right now, but they're still a tough customer. So,
and they got a book coming out.
Yeah, which is probably going to put them right back where they should be.
Oh, this month. Did I say? I think I called this the January 2021 episode. This is the February episode.
Well, we're going over January.
I know. I'm sorry. It's it's been a month.
It's been the longest 2021 ever.
Well, it's I'm sitting here thinking. Sorry, this little side note. Okay, March is next month. Animal Crossing came out in March. All right, last year, and that was whenever everything kind of went into lockdown for the first time. And it's just like my memory is still very fresh of dealing with snow from that time. Even though I've had a very full year, playing games with the club and doing all that sort of stuff, it's still really weird. Sorry.
No, no, you're fine. All right. So let's move along here with Teclis takes aim at Nagash
Heck
in the
yeah.
next chapter of the Broken Realm saga.
Better have some
So
money, nerd.
don't you worry about that, none. Um, so
I
we've
real quick. Sorry, maybe you're about to talk about this. I am so glad the Lumineth got a really cool trailer as opposed to like their funny ones they got.
yeah
Like the funny ones can be funny, but it really depends on the army. Like if you did a Gits and it was funny, I think the Gits community would like that. But like an elf god, like no, make it cool and epic. This was great, and I love that they're doing the same style that they did with the Marathi stuff, but they made it
yeah
blue instead of red. Like yes, like if you want, like you can do funny ones too, but give us epic ones as well. Like this felt great. This
yeah.
trailer.
This felt really cool. I mean, um, this is great. I wouldn't have minded maybe a little bit more of a little bit closer to like how the Marathi style. But again, I'm excited and grateful for whatever I can get. Uh, the voice they got to do Teclis, spot on.
Yep.
Uh, I I think Neil has a death army, and I'm going to have to fight the living tar out of it once I finally get these Lumineth done, which are started, and we're making headway now.
Matt doesn't paint like I paint.
Everything.
Matt puts love and care into every model's every little detail, whereas I'm like, here's an army. It took me 12 minutes, and you're just like, that's
Blue's
impressive.
supposed to be in that area.
No, I'm just you're lavishing this army. This is your forever army, so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
Yeah, and again, like I said, this is going to be this is the army that I hope that I can be like everyone else on the internet, where I can take a picture of my collection and people go, "That's a lot."
I've seen what you have, and yeah, you're already there. You're about to double it.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, so then moving along to the preview, we had the Dead and the Divine, where we got some 40k stuff. I do want to talk about the Sister of Battle.
Yes.
I am doing my damnedest to not start this army.
Yeah.
And then they come out with this, which is a combination of the Terminator, which is like my favorite unit from a Space Marine army, and the Dread Knight from Grey Knights, which is that's the army I played all throughout 6th, 7th, and into 8th.
But you're missing the best part. Do you know where they got those leg designs from? And proportions?
They just made the Sisters of Battle legs bigger.
No, those are Bayonetta proportion legs right there, sir.
I don't know about that. If there was, those thighs would be twice that length. Or if this was just, if you got rid of the back part of the robot and you just put those legs on a Sister of Battle, there you go. Now that's
there you go. That's true. Yeah, just take out all. Yeah, that'd work. That'd work.
And also, I'd like to say that it's interesting that I feel that they took a lot of design from the Imperial Knights, the smaller ones.
Yeah.
With that kind of that shoulder design. But yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah, I really dig them too. No way was ever expecting to see something like this go for that army, and I'm kind of like you. Like, I wouldn't mind doing Sisters of Battle. I kind of had a bunch of old metal ones that I sold to a club member who had a huge metal army of sisters that wasn't upgrading, but like, yeah, it's hard to resist diving into that army for sure.
Yeah, it would be an easier choice if I played 40k, but I think I got one game in. No, I think I might have got 2 games in of 8th edition. Yeah. Once with you and once with another buddy of mine, and that's it. So like, I don't want to take the dive into it now.
Yeah. I'm picking up the new Dark Angel book, comes out this Saturday, and then going to the club day where they're playing 40k, and I have 2 Age of Sigmar games planned.
Yeah,
so like I hear you.
Like I said, so I picked up the 9th edition book. Whenever Custodes come out, I'll pick that up.
Yeah, I've had a few games in 9th edition. It's a really good edition, but
good.
I'd rather play Age of Sigmar, but that's just where I'm at right now, I think.
Right. It's like if I'm not playing Age of Sigmar, then I'd rather be playing Middle Earth. If I'm not playing Middle Earth, I'd rather be playing Underworlds. And if I wasn't playing Underworlds, then I wouldn't mind playing 40k. Yep. So we also got the new kill team. Looks good.
Yep. Cool.
Here's an unpopular opinion. I'm already over Necrons. I'm done.
Oh, listen. You showed me the Silent King, who's a gorgeous model. Seeing all these spindly other like secondary heroes, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah, it's fine. You can keep them. That's to bring out something more interesting.
Not for me.
And again, I said, yeah, exactly. It's unpopular opinion, but so then we have our Titanicus, which, if you like Titanicus, awesome. That is awesome, but it's, again, not for me. I just don't have the time. I don't have the group. However, I am super cool. I'm super interested to see how big this War Master Titan is when it comes out.
I have a feeling it's like
I really wish they would have put. I really wish they would have just put a Space Marine in there with it.
Like it's just a tiny one by the feet.
No, just I want to see what a Primera Space Marine looks next to this. Does it go up to the shin? Does it come up to the shoulder? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll see it next time that Adepticon Nova happens, and we randomly see it somewhere on a table, I guess. If we manage to walk into the Adeptus Titanicus gaming hall, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it hasn't taken off in our area, so I've heard nothing but good things about the game, though.
Yeah. All right, and then on to the main course, the video of Lumineth. Again, another awesome video. I wish they would have. I mean, I get it. I wish they would have been willing to show a little bit more. We'll see everything in due time. Again, I'm pretty sure they're a little bit gun shy after last year when people complained about how long it took to get the Lumineth, how long it took to get the Giants. So they're like, well, they're not super close to release, so we don't want to show anything just yet.
Yeah,
but
I mean, they didn't really announce when this and Broken Realms are coming out. But I think it's safe to assume probably not even March, because the way they're doing their releases, they've said that we're getting Slaanesh and Daughters of Cain this month.
Oh, okay.
They said that a while ago, and the as you'll I think bring up, the current coin for this month, if you spend $100 at Games Workshop store, is Slaanesh.
Well,
that's all subject to change. They could have pushed things back.
Right.
I don't know, but.
Yeah, like I said, we'll see. Like I said, I'm still painting my army, so as much as I want them, I'm in no hurry. Again, I want to see the Sword Masters. I'm interested to see how those helms turn out.
Listen. All right, Sword Masters were my favorite unit back as a high elf player.
Back when I wasn't a high elf player, I liked the Sword Masters and I liked the White Lions.
Same.
We're not getting White Lions, so bring me Sword Master.
I'd honestly say the Stone Guard are your White Lions now.
Yeah, so basically what they did is they just took out everything that was a White Lion and just gave me the base. The base elf.
Like, here's a yak. But like the Sword Masters, they were always my favorite unit. That's what I played in Warhammer Online: Age of Reckoning. And I'm loving the goofy helms. So the goofier the better.
Again, right, it looks like a goofy chandelier from the profile. I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt that it's going to be cool. If it's not cool, I still have the the Eternal Guards helms from that Ranger box that I bought for my Stone Guard. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes. I have high hopes for it,
and I love them regardless and blindly. I'll be opposite on that one.
I love you for who you are, not necessarily your appearance. But we'll see what you look like when you get here.
I love it all regardless. I like the new Fox Wind Spirit model.
Yeah, the new Fox Gazelle Wind dude. He is awesome. They're so cool. The only problem is it just makes me want to see what the other what do they call it? Elementaries? I don't remember. Yeah, the Elementaries. Like, I want to see what the other ones look like now. And then whenever they all come out, I need to figure out a way to squeeze them all into one army. be a truly terrible battle plan. But I just gotta do it once.
Well,
That's
you saw my terrible army list idea.
yeah.
Teclis, Marathi, some daughters. Yeah, it was just like, oh, it was awful. I want to do it.
Yeah, this does give me nightmares of the Salasyn Prime, though. But it doesn't look as bad. I have a feeling this, although the win at the bottom is going to be just a couple pieces, as opposed to Salasyn Prime that was like each one was 3 or 4 pieces, each little strand.
Yeah, I don't see that base being harder to build than the Haishan Twin Stones, which was a little bit of a wait, what now? And then you do it, and you're just like,
Yeah,
oh, okay,
yeah.
it's not terrible.
Yeah. All right. So then they announced the Daughters of Cain battle tome. I was a little surprised by that. I know that everyone says how your book is a little dated, but I mean,
It's a solid book.
still my butt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like. Now, obviously,
I honestly thought it was going to be whenever third edition comes out is going to be the next time you're going to see a book. But just goes to show you never put money down on anything in this hobby.
I knew about this book for a while, obviously having play tested it and doing a ton of play testing for it. I had no idea when it was going to come out, and I was legitimately super excited whenever it was announced in here because I just love Daughters of Cain stuff. So, getting to see a little bit new lore, and also, like, I can't complain too much. The Daughters of Cain within the past couple months, the rules kind of got out there into a couple, like they're in Broken Realms books, and then they're on the cards. You've got Shadow and Pain, so having them pretty quickly go back into a one book I can carry around makes me kind of happy. And the cover is fantastic. I love it. I saw someone on Twitter say, "Oh, she's holding the bow upside down." It's like, well, fuck off. That's my response to that. I think it looks cool. I forget that. I think Thomas Elliott is the artist. He's on Instagram. Go check him out. Give him a follow. His art is fantastic, and I just love everything about this. I can't wait to get it. I can't wait to. I hope
I'm excited to see.
I'm
excited to see you getting new endless spells.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll stop talking about the book.
I think it was just me. I feel like one of these should have been an endless prayer.
I gotcha. Oh, like the Khorne has the judgments or whatever they're called.
Yeah, like Khorne and Fire Slayers. Now you better be painting all this goopy blood coming out of everywhere with Blood for the Blood God.
Oh, absolutely.
You better not to be painted red.
Oh yeah. Actually, what I do is I'll actually go over with Mephiston Red, and then I do a non-oil wash, and then from there I do Blood for the Blood God, and it gives it that really nice texture. So yeah, I know a lot of people don't like the texture on there, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah, I know which one of the three is going into
I still get a little squeamish whenever I start using.
Yeah.
Oh, do you want to tell us all about the rules? Do you want to do that?
No.
Live? Do you want to?
No, I'm not even going to say. I'm not even going to say which one I'm putting in every single one of my armies. I'll let everyone figure that out whenever we do our battle tome review.
Yeah, they look great. They look very thematic. Again, a lot of blood. I think my favorite, just off the model, is the holding the heart one. I think that's the most thematic.
Yeah, for looks, the heart is like you're like, that's Daughters of Cain, or Jesus Christ. I can't tell.
Very stained glassy.
I'm also excited the bloodworm snake guy here in the center.
Yeah.
I do like actually my color scheme for my snake is a lot closer to that blue green that's on the hand. So I'm looking forward to doing my color scheme on that snake with the blood, because I think it being red with the blood just doesn't, or orange, it doesn't look right to me. But
yeah, I think it'll look better whenever you. I think this is one that actually would look better with the Blood for the Blood God to kind of split it up a little bit from the regular red.
Yeah, like
and then of course we have to have flying swords.
Yep.
Everyone gets flying swords from here on out.
Why not? Actually, what I like about it is they're actually the swords are the swords that the Avatars of Cain are holding. from the looks of
Oh,
it.
that's really cool.
Yeah.
See, they always
Very similar,
find a
very
way
similar.
to do this. They always figure out a way to do stuff like that in these armies, and it's so great. It's so great. I appreciate it so much. Now on to probably the best looking Underworld's warband that has come out to date.
I don't see. This isn't an Underworld's warband. This is buy all of your foot heroes for your vampires army for $35 and get some extra cards for some reason.
They come with these weird card thingies. So what's funny is, whenever they leaked the lady, I was like, well, there you go. That's going to be the best model in the whole set. And I know I'm in the minority on this one. I think she's probably my least favorite model in the set, and she's awesome. I literally have to lower the rank for her because previously she was a 10.
Well,
and so I'm either going to go up to 11 or she has become a 9.
I just go up to 11. Leave her at a 10 because we have Castlevania Dracula. We have Witch Elf Vampire. All right. We have the only guy that can stand up next to the Resident Evil.
So with him, with this guy, I love that the guy with the story and a half flanged mace. I would love to see him just wielding that in one hand.
Oh, he does.
Oh yeah. That looks awesome. And then for Wingy Boy here, again, more maces.
Real quick, the 9-foot tall vampire that is clearly dating the vampire lady from Resident Evil 2. Just looking like the forearms, the muscularity on the forearms is the best I've seen.
Oh yeah.
Like, holy crap. Like, you can tell he uses that mace.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wing Bro.
Easily and happily.
Wing Bro is probably my least favorite. And honestly, I think it's just the hair. Everything else about him, I love it. But, like, the hair being straight up like that.
He's going Super Saiyan. What do you want?
Listen. If you're going to bring Super Saiyans into it, clearly that's blue. I don't want Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan as my starting point. Like...
Well, you've had how many years of vampire counts, so they've been powering themselves up. But yeah, so I think this is really cool because I don't think, again, I was never huge into the vampires in fantasy. I just didn't have the opportunity. But we've never seen a vampire in like this stage of starvation, right? Like we've either seen them as like in the beginning stages where they get weaker, and we've shown them in the later stages whenever they're like the Vargas.
Yeah.
Am I correct in thinking that?
I believe so. I'm not fully tuned up on their lore like that either, but it's right.
Again, you played more fantasy than me, so but yeah, I think it's awesome. I think the wings are cool. I love his
I love the
very expressionful face.
The paint job.
I love these boots. I want these boots in real life.
Actually, I want to say this. I know some people don't like the GW metallics because they're heavily pigmented. It gives all of this stuff a modeled look the way they did it, unless they actually did modeling. MOTLE. Yeah. It looks really good. It looks antiquated the way they did it here, and I love it.
Yeah. And then I know you touched on him before, but the Prince Lord, Vampire Prince, this is my favorite model in the unit. I love that armor.
It's because we both played Castlevania, so.
Oh yeah, oh boy, I'm gonna have to buy a whole Lumineth army, and then they're gonna have these stupid vampires I'm probably gonna buy come out right after it.
Yeah, you're screwed.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a loan. I'm gonna get
just mortgage your house, second mortgage.
All right. So we'll move on here because I think that was everything there. That was everything, right? Yep. So we got Cursed City. This is super exciting because I was so tempted to get
Blackstone Fortress.
The first. Not by. Again, that's one of the things that I was like, nah, no thanks. But the Warhammer Quest
Yeah. There's Silver Tower and
and
Shadows over Hammerhall.
Silver Tower and Hammerhall, I was so close to getting, um, and I just never got around to doing it, and we sold out. But seeing this Witch Hunter, which is to me, I want to see them upgrade humans, honestly, just so I can get more Witch Elves and I can get more warrior priests.
You want Witch Elves too? You want humans upgraded so you can get more Witch Elves? I've ruined you, Matt.
Well, again, so the thing
Witch
is,
Elves. You mean Witch Hunters.
Witch Hunters. Sorry. Again, Chuck.
I know. I've ruined you, and I'm loving it.
You just, in your sleep, you're just, Witch Elves, Witch Elves, Witch Elves. It rubs off. I can't help it.
Well, first of all, whoever sculpted all this, thank you for playing Bloodborne.
Yeah. These are so awesome, and these are exactly what I wanted. This is to the T exactly what the hat might be a little high, but you can't have everything. I mean,
for me, this is entirely about seeing what they did with Blackstone Fortress, and now I get to do it within my fantasy setting. I'm buying in 100% because you know that they're going to do the same thing, and they have learned lessons from Blackstone Fortress that they're going to put into here. Like, I'm fully into this.
Yeah, like I said, we've seen the silhouettes. There doesn't appear to be a warrior priest. That's okay, but I'm still going to hold out hope. We did get a warrior priest the first time around, so I can't complain if we don't get one this time.
That's
so
true. I do like that they have KO. They had looks like a wood elf.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a Kurnothi. Yeah, I like that they're mixing it up a little bit too.
Yeah, exactly. And again, one thing we saw with the Silver Tower, they love them some expansions. So even if you don't get something that you like, which if you don't like this Witch Hunter, you're going to basically have to fight people to play the Witch Hunter. Here's the problem, though. I am never in a million years going to be able to paint this guy to this level of quality. The level of what makes this guy is the stressed leather.
Yes.
I'm never going to be able to do it. Never in a million years.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to. It would be tight. What I do like about this is this gives me a painting project that's different from Underworlds. Like, I'm treating this as a painting project when it comes out. Like, this will be what it gets done when it gets done.
Yeah.
So I'm going to try to push my level when painting this, but yeah, that's going to be a tough order to meet with him.
Well, we'll see. Maybe I can get some good rates from Brush for Hire after slinging his product for 13 months now.
I think he's forgotten about us. I sent him a message earlier today, and he hasn't responded. He must.
He's too good for us. He's grown too.
Let me check. Hold on. Oh, maybe. No, he didn't.
No, he blocked me. Never mind.
Nah, he's busy. It's fine. We love you, Sean.
Oh, absolutely, bud. But yeah, like I said, so Silver Tower and Hammerhall were great. Everyone loved Silver Tower until Hammerhall came out. Then everyone said Hammerhall was better, and now all the rumblings that I hear is that they did take, some inspiration from Black Fortress, and that was it, right? Is that the name of the 40K one?
Blackstone Fortress.
Sure, whatever it is. And people love that one. Listen, you also said Witch Elves 100 times, so...
Yeah, that's true. I do.
So, if we get... It's very interesting, because, when Age of Sigmar came out, shortly thereafter, we had 40K take after AOS, a decent amount, a significant amount. And now we kind of see it the other way, where they're like, okay, we took this, and then we expanded a little bit, as 40K, and now we kind of see AOS kind of being what was originally the horse is now the cart. It's very interesting to see. This is a great time to be in the hobby.
Yeah,
especially if you like mechanics.
Because this is taking all the lessons learned from Blackstone Fortress. Broken Realms is taking all the lessons learned from Psychic Awakening, which I've heard was okay.
And Psychic Awakening took everything it had from what was it? The Soul Wars.
Oh, Soul Wars. I read one Psychic Awakening book, and it was the Dark Angel one. Obviously, it had Dark Angels, Thousand Suns, and Grey Knights. Some big names doing some big stuff in there. and it all turned into absolutely nothing. Nothing happened. No, and then we get Broken Realms, and hey, this city's gone now. Oh, okay, the things are different in here. I like this.
That's one thing that's really good, and I really hope they keep the iron hot and they keep smashing it and molding it, because like with 40K, they mess with Cadia, and like that's a once in a generation event, whereas here, one benefit, you keep hearing people complain about not being a lot of, well, non-AOS people complain about the lore of AOS. And one of the things that's great about it is, while yes, our lore is new, it is expanding quickly and rapidly,
yes.
And expansively. But that's one of the great things is there's no, like, if you change something in the old world, or if you change something in 40K, it's a big deal because it's been that way for 20 years.
Mm-hmm. Right.
If you blow up Terra, who knows what's going to happen at that point, and you're going to have more people upset than you are excited.
Oh yeah.
With where we are right now, yeah, Anvilgard got destroyed, but Anvilgard hasn't been around for 20 years.
Right. And
no one got attached to Anvilgard.
And my goddess Marathi has a new city, so I'm pleased. Anyway.
So I said, so that's super exciting. And I just can't wait to see where we go with all of it, because I have a feeling that the Cursed City is going to tie in with vampires, because they are really loving tying everything together.
Yeah, and
so we'll see.
I got the Cursed City article up now.
You didn't have the Cursed City up the whole time?
I had the preview up the whole time. It's okay. All right, anyway.
That's fine. Just make sure you get a good picture of the model.
I did. He's up now.
All right.
Now we're on to the
moving on to the
FAQ.
January FAQ. So again, it was a light one. I know people were expecting a lot, and we got a little. But at the same time, they use massive and major tournaments, and yeah, they don't use TTS.
Maybe they will.
And I get it.
Speak up.
Well,
you mentioned it. Don't. if your first reaction to this is like, we need player comp. All right, well, no. If your first reaction to this was they should be using tabletop simulator stuff, okay, well maybe. Reach out to them, let them know. This was a light touch. I think people complained too much. I think people were overreacting over nothing. But at the same time, I also know that a lot of people, their world is very different right now. So maybe it was a bigger deal in their head. So, sure, I see that, but don't worry.
Well, I kind of want to touch base on that a little bit. And I know,
I'm trying not to, because I'm trying to hold myself in. I'm trying to be nice.
So here's the thing. It's like, you're friends with everybody. Nobody knows who I am. I'm just that fat guy that follows you nearby. That's so it doesn't matter if nobody likes me. But I just wanted to take a couple moments here, and I wanted to address two things. First and foremost, I worked from the day I was 14. For my 14th birthday in Pennsylvania, you need a I forget what it's called, but some sort of slip to basically from your parents saying, yes, it's okay to start working at 14.
Right.
For my 14th birthday, my dad took me down to get that filled out, and then took me to the mall to get like 24 applications. So I basically worked, I've always had a job, and I've always done basically customer service stuff. Like even now in my professional big boy job, I still am helping customers on a daily basis, even though it's not a retail position. But like whenever I was doing pizza delivery, do you know what would happen if you called up and screamed at me because we didn't put on enough pepperoni on your pizza? You cemented the amount of pepperoni you get from here on out.
Yes.
It was basically, okay, just say that you said, next time you get a free large one topic, and we move on with our day and we don't care about you. If you call in and are more constructive, and you're like, hey guys, I've been getting this a little bit here. I really like you guys. I've been ordering pizzas, and the quality's kind of been slipping. We would actually, deal with you, and we would actually deal with you with an individual. We would take your criticism much more to heart. And that was someone that, like, and again, there was plenty of times whether it was Pizza Hut or not Pizza. I didn't work for Pizza Hut, but doing local pizza place, working at GameStop. If someone called in and complained about, hey, this game was too violent for my son. Whenever I tried to sell it to you, I told you it was extremely violent, and you told me to go piss off, and now you're trying to return it. Oh, where's that receipt?
You can piss off.
Where's that receipt?
You can piss off, yeah. Hey, I'd like to see your manager. I am the manager.
I don't remember that being that scratched. I'm going to have to do a refurb charge on that. Yeah. Whereas if I'm trying to sell it to you and you're like, I know, I agree, but we're going to try it anyways. We're trying to let them be whatever the case may be. Cooler heads prevail. Cooler heads get more attention. They get more empathy, and I care about them, and I listen to them more. And so that leads me into my second point. One of the best things about the Age of Sigmar community is the level of maturity and the level of wisdom. We are much... I'm just going to come out and say it. I know you're going to...
We're not the 40K community.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We're not the 40K community, guys. We're... Yes, Croak is too expensive. Okay? But if you can't beat the list, you can't beat the player. We did Nova how many years now? And the people who are always in the top 3 and 4 and 5, they're not there because they brought a good list. They're there because they're amazing players. Mm-hmm. And, the only times we've ever gotten any complaints was largely people that were very nervous. People that were very like, oh, I'm so worried about my list succeeding. Mm-hmm. And again, I'm not pulling out anyone specific because I don't remember. We never really got any major complaints. Again, because we're Age of Sigmar and we are amazing. We're an amazing community that gets along and works together. We can overcome some bad points. And like I said, it's not the end of the world. If you wanted to...
I don't know a single person that if I was going to play a game with them right now, and they're like, hey, I'd like to play Seraphon. And I'd be like, hey, do you mind if we play a more casual game and you don't bring Croak? I don't know a single person. No. Unless we were playing a physical game, they're like, hey, this is all I have. It's like, okay, sure. But, like, most people aren't going to have just that. Most people will be like, yeah, we can do something else. I do it all the time with our friend Alex. He's like, hey, Chuck, how do you want to play? I'm like, bring competitive. Yep. Come kick my teeth in. Or it's like, you know what? Let's just have some fun. I'm bringing out my corn. He brought out, like, 12 Skaven models, and, like, we just had a blast.
Yeah. So, again, like I said, if you want to be heard, you have to be calm, you have to be cool, you have to be respectful. You have to remember that...
attack somebody in their DMs, because that did happen.
Oh my gosh. Well, so again, like I said, we have to remember that while Warhammer is the largest miniatures company, it still is like 24 people. The rules writing team is literally just a room full of people who all are just super passionate about this. I've met a good amount of them at all the events we've gone to, thanks to you, and they are just some of the most down to earth people. And if I was there and I saw one of them and was like, "Hey, did you write the rules for the first KO book? We'll go after yourself," they would be hurt by that.
Yes.
And yes, they're professionals. I get that, but at the same time, they're also a human being.
Well, not only that, if you want GW to go back to not communicating at all, continue to be asshats and demanding and and a little self-entitled. Just continue that, and you'll get your wish. If you don't want that, then yeah. And like I said, I let's not broad brush it. There was a fair amount of people who were offering fair critiques and criticisms.
Yes,
that's fine. Yeah, if you see something wrong with a product you're buying, let people know. But as you said, do it with a courtesy and respect. That's what you can do.
And again, like I said, I'm not talking about kissing ass. I'm not talking about anything like that. You can say, "Hey, look, this doesn't really work," and give your reasons why. I can't imagine anyone would be like, "No, get out of here with your calm, rational, your calm, rational decision and opinion." But like I said, I'll get down from my soapbox here and just remember we're AOS and
we heard we're AOS and we're better than the 40K community, so start fucking acting like it, guys.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
All right, on to the next one.
All right. So we are going over back to Underworlds again. We are, what is this, triple dipping, quadruple dipping into here?
Listen, I don't understand this Underworlds you keep talking about. We had the buy all of your foot vampire heroes. Now we have buy all of your Slaves of Darkness heroes box. Like, what's this Underworld stuff you talk about?
I know we talked about the skulls before, but it bears repeating that these guys are awesome.
Yes.
I can't wait to get them. I ordered them. We'll see how many months it takes for them to ship this time.
Let's have a little gamble, a little wager, friendly wager. What will we get first? My Dark Angel book or your Underworlds? Because we ordered them at the same time.
I thought you were going to say what's going to happen first. The next episode of the Big Empower Hour, or you getting these models. Well, yeah, they were ordered. I gotta say, probably Daughters come first, man. That's
no, Dark Angels. My Dark Angel book.
Or Dark Angels. That's what
it was ordered the same day. Okay, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, so the desecration ability looks really interesting. I saw some rumblings on the Underworld's Facebook group where people are like, "Oh, it's kind of weak." I don't know. I'm like, what are you talking about? You're taking away the ability to score points and objectives. You put that down at the right time. Because like every time I play against like you, Chuck, we typically have a game that comes down to being within one or two.
Oh yeah.
So being able to deny that one, woof, and especially considering that you have to desecrate. So after an activation, there are 3 or more desecration tokens on the battlefield. So if there's the opportunity to desecrate 3 of the 5 objectives, holy hell, man.
Solid work.
Yeah, so these guys are great. I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, love this.
I didn't realize they showed all the cards. Oh, man. Yep. I know what I'm doing after the show now.
There you go.
All right. Oh, good. So we get to go on to the Meta Watch, where I get to go on my soapbox again a little bit here. Meta Watch. Is Warhammer 40K's first turn advantage a thing of the past?
I'm not going to lie. I didn't even read this one.
That's fine. You don't have to.
I skipped over this one. I saw that. I was just like, don't clickbait me. You're not Spiky Bits. Don't do that.
Well, so you go through, and it does show that basically some armies do better going first. Some armies going second go better or do better, like we all know. But one of the things I hear again from non-AOS players is, "Oh, the double turn, blah 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 blah," all this other stuff, and it's like, okay, so being double turned hurts, but you're supposed to play in mind like the threat of the double turn is part of your strategy. You go, do I go first with the chance of being double turned, or do I just go second and not worry about being double turned? Here's the set, because again, just like we saw on whenever Rob started collecting and compiling data from events, he discovered very quickly that a lot of the armies that went second were the ones that ended up winning. So if you're worried about the double turn and you don't like it, just go second. Can't get double turned if you go second.
Yep.
And you can still win. So case closed. Moving on. We're going to go and spoil everybody. We're going to give them a little bit of. We're going to give them one extra. We're going to dip into February. Watch Kislev battle a bloodthirster in the first trailer for Total Warhammer Warhammer 3.
Now, I put out a tweet on this, and I'd like to offer a small clarification. This is not a good video game trailer because it shows zero gameplay. But
again,
it's
going to be the same thing as 1 and 2.
Hold on. As far as a video game, because my views from the video game industry is very different from my views and takes on the Warhammer wargaming industry. The video game industry is full of a lot of shit, so I give it shit back. Wargaming's not there yet. But anyway, as far as a video game trailer, not good. There's no in-game play, so we don't know what's changed, what it looks like. As far as a trailer that makes you think and feel Warhammer, 10 out of 10.
Boy.
10 out of 10. As soon as that Nurgle Great and Clean one opened its mouth, I was like, oh, I hate this. I'm here.
I could smell that. Ugh. So I have to say, if this is Kislev, I may have my old world army already set.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, polar bear mounts.
I continue to be upset that I have a potato for a computer, that I can't play any of the Total Wars. It's barely recording this, guys. Like, I have yet to open up a Patreon or a Coffee or any of that stuff, and there's not enough watching you to get me ad revenue, so I'm not sure when I'm going to get rid of the potato computer. But when I get it, I'm playing this game.
This one thing that drives me nuts is, like, I love the idea of Total War Warhammer. However, the way my brain works and the way the Total War works are not in the same ballpark. I have never successfully won a battle. I have loaded up to the point where, like, my children are starving, my towns are in mutiny because all I've done is focus on combat, and then the first time someone comes by, their army's bigger than mine, and they wipe me out, no problem.
Tell you what I'd love to do if we had more time and more free money than we know what to do with. I would love to have you build up an old 8th edition fantasy army and teach you how to play 8th edition fantasy. I think you'd understand Total War better.
Well, see, there you go. You still have your dwarves.
I do, but I want you to do your own army.
But yeah, so again, if you liked Warhammer Total War 1 and 2, I have a feeling you're going to like number 3. Anything else before we go into our palette cleanser?
Nope, let's palette cleanse and do a quick little...
Oh yeah, real quick though, they did show that they're going into the... What'd they call it? I forget what they called it, but there's the second city that they didn't say anything about. Yeah. So I assume that's just going to be a very Asian-inspired army.
Yes.
With the Jade Dragon.
Which then we're only missing Araby, which is... I'm drawing a blank. Like Aladdin.
Yeah,
like
Arabic.
Yeah, thank you. I'm like, I am drawing a blank on this term.
We're just going to be Slanesh. That's all we're going to...
I mean, yeah, pretty much.
All right, so we got 3 rumor engines. So we'll pump these out pretty quick. So the first one from January 12th.
It's a lizard on a rock or a leaf.
Or another lizard.
But this is in a Tyranid army for my pick. Sorry.
Yeah, well, that's... Hold on to Tyranid. You got that in a little bit. So I'm going to say we're going to go ahead and bunt. We're going to bunt. This is a new Carnosaur model.
It's not a bunt.
It's a bunt because it's a lizard.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, it's a lizard.
You bunted it down the... you walking. Okay. Anyway.
All right, so then on to the 19th.
This is a Tyranid lion foot. They found the world lions and ate them and made the Tyranid lion.
I'm not 100% sure what this is. So part of me wants to say I kind of want to say vampires, but at the same time, there's ice. There's been no ice on any of the vampire anything. But again, it can't be Beast Claw because there's nothing that small in Beast Claw. I think I don't know. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to say it's going to be Stormcast.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so what are you going to say for the 26th? What do you think that might be?
This is going to be a living whip.
A new Stormcast model? Is that?
No, this is clearly a Slaanesh living whip.
Okay, all right. Yeah, this is clearly some sort of new Tyranid thingy,
Yeah,
which again
matches their paint scheme and everything.
Out of all the armies that are a little dated, I still think that the Tyranid models hold up. I know a lot of people that
they're reaching
want new Tyranid.
They're reaching their end point.
Well, compared to Eldar, Imperial Guard, Dark Eldar, but I foresee good things for Eldar in the future. There's no way they can hold out much longer, especially with another edition coming out.
Yeah.
We have to see something with them, especially with the Ynnari last time. We'll see. Hang in there, Eldar people.
You can do it.
I know you can do it. So, all right. So that brings us to our special, where I get to delve into mechanics and just think a little bit. Today, with all the vampire stuff that recently was revealed, I'm going to speculate blindly on what could be vampire mechanics for the new Soulblight. So
based upon the 5 models.
Well, just in general, like I mean,
hero.
So it looks like they're going to keep, they're going to keep the aesthetic. So they're going to the vampires are probably going to be samey like they always were. Like if there's not going to be too big of a deviation that we've seen so far. So I looked up the old world vampire stuff, and it looks like there were some different bloodlines, kind of like you were talking about with World of Darkness.
Yeah.
But I couldn't see any real mechanical differences between them other than thematic.
Okay.
At least by the end. Who knows? If you played vampires, go ahead and comment below how I'm a dumb moron. That's fine. It looked like their big thing was just they got vampiric lores, and then you could also buy vampire abilities. Doesn't really work in Age of Sigmar. So then I looked at, well, what do they do right now? So the current, like the Blood Knights are the real go-to as far as like vampire stuff. And basically, if you killed a model, at the end of the combat phase, you can heal a wound. That makes sense. I mean, they're blood vampire sucky guys. So then I was looking, and I was like, that could still be a mechanic. They could still go that route. But it's not as inspired as they have been with the current rules, because they kind of been trying to do a little bit more out of the box.
Yeah.
So I've come up with 3 theories.
Okay.
So theory number 1, that one is based off of kind of just hopes and dreams, because I have a feeling it's still going to be when something dies, something happens. And so, like, the first thing I was thinking of was if they kill something, maybe if you roll like a 6 or something to wound, there's a chance that you're adding something to your force. You're turning it either into an undead thing, or maybe it turns into another vampire, or maybe a bat. I don't know. Okay. I like that, but it could be a little clunky, but it would be nice to have some fun summoning that way.
Yeah, that's true. Like I said, it makes sense. Yeah, it could be a little clunky, but yeah, sure.
So then I looked into, but then I was thinking about that video from the reveal of the warband. Now, of course, they had to have the shadow right over the inspire condition, but they left the hunger condition open. And so apparently, there's some condition where they get a hunger token. I assume it's whenever they don't kill or hurt something. So I'm wondering if they have a reverse mechanic.
Oh, they need to feed.
Right. So they need to kill something. And so then every turn that you go, like, I probably wouldn't do it in the first, but probably any turn after the first that this unit doesn't wound a model, remove a unit, something, you put a blood token on it. And then in the warband, their to hit goes down and their damage goes up. So to see something feral,
Okay.
that would be pretty interesting. So you see, like, say your princes, like the royal vampires, assuming. Sorry, I have the vampires in my head.
You're full Castlevania mode. I get it. I understand.
Right. So in my mind, there's like the royal vampires, then there's the regular vampires, and then there's like the barely vampires.
Yeah.
And so like each one does something different. So you get the royal ones, and you want to keep them fed, but you also want to keep them alive. So it's a gamble with them.
Right.
Because they become more feral, so you lose their utility. The middle guys, it just it depends on how you want to play them. And then the feral guys, they get more and more strong. They get stronger every turn they don't do something.
Right.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, could be good. That could be fun.
That'd be pretty neat.
Again, still clunky.
But fun.
Yeah, it would be inverted. It would be the 100% reverse of Aether Quartz.
Unfortunately, it's an unknown time to see if you're correct. But if you are correct on any of these, I hope for a 5-minute rant on You Called It, Tom Ryan style.
Then that led me. Well, so then I already had my base idea that I had, which I feel is more. I feel less confident in it now. I feel it's closer to one of the other two. But every time a unit rolls a 6 to wound, you give them a blood token. And so it's almost like the inverse. So whereas the other one was the reverse of Aether Quartz, this is the inverse of Quartz.
Right.
You start with none, and you build them up, and then you can burn them. Kind of like... a little bit like Blood Tithe, except for it wouldn't necessarily be for summoning. It would be like burn 3 to gain +1 hit, or burn 5 to gain +1 attack, or even burn X to bring back X number of models,
right?
Or remove so many wounds. I feel like that would be the most vampire-y of the three ideas. I mean, but again, very difficult to keep track of.
Every time you roll a 6 to hit, that'd be kind of nightmarish. But
it would be, like I said, the way I see it, it would have to be something. I mean, it wouldn't necessarily be that. It could be every time you kill a model, or every time you do X number of wounds, or something like that. I just liked the idea of rolling 6s to wound, because then it's a little bit more limited. Like, you're going to kill models no matter what. You're not always going to necessarily roll 6s unless you're Bill. Yeah, exactly. There you go. At the end of combat, for every model every unit in combat that removed a model from their combat rolls a die on a 6, 5, or 6, you get a blood point.
There was way too many words in that.
Listen, it's fine. Listen,
I'm out. I'm out.
This segment of the show is for the mechanically inclined. I can't help people who just like to pick things up and put things down. That's
Well, I look forward to seeing if your predictions are true. like I said, who knows when we'll get to see.
Right. This is what I do. This is what I do whenever I'm trying to do work or trying to fall asleep. I just think of mechanics.
Yeah. But it pays off because you've done some great hero mechanics for LVO and the like. So keep that brain working because it counts as hobby.
Oh, then I hobby more than I give myself credit for on the regular show.
Absolutely.
All right. So, do you have any parting thoughts now that we've scolded everybody, we've ostracized ourselves from the rest of the community, and we had a good talk?
I have thoughts. I'll keep them to myself. They're not ready to be heard yet.
That's the great premise to a YouTube channel right there. Is I have thought we're going to do that. Next month will be Big M's I have thoughts from keeping to myself power hour.
Exactly. Exactly.
We'll harken back to the. Did you ever watch? What was his name? Craig Ferguson on the Late Late Show.
A few times. I know who he is, but I didn't.
Oh my dear! First off, probably the greatest late night host of all time ever. But one of the bits they would do randomly. They'd be in the middle of like an interview or something, and he'd be like, "Do you want to do awkward pause?" Be like, "Yeah, sure." And they would just literally just not say anything for a minute, and they just.
That's wonderful, filling time. I can respect that.
And we'll just do that for an hour. It'll be fine.
Yeah, like we look like we're about to talk, but then we don't talk. No. Yeah, I'll keep my thoughts to myself. They're mine right now. They don't need to be said out loud.
It's all right. You can say how cool vampires are. You can say that you're thinking about switching, jumping the dock boat for the vamp boat.
You kidding me? Listen, the next show that's coming out, the regular Strength Hammer podcast, is going to be about our session 0 with Soulbound, which is going to be.
I don't know if I like the idea of the regular Strength Hammer show. Like that just makes it sound like the regular Strength Hammer.
The core, the primary, the main.
There you go. Primal Strength Hammer. There you go.
The Prime Strength Hammer show.
Strength Hammer Prime.
Strength Hammer Prime, yes. Strength Hammer Prime time. So we're going to be talking about our session 0 we're going to have for Soulbound, I think this coming Sunday. It's going to be myself, Matt, Dave, and Neil. We're not recording this anywhere. We're just going to talk about our characters and just talk about what we think about the game and that sort of stuff. If you do want to check out Soulbound being played, go check out Mr. Mephisto's channel with Vince, Tom, Haywo, and myself. My character is a little AWOL right now for lore reasons, but it's a great campaign going. Lots of stuff to catch up on. It's a good time every Friday night at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. But if you want to watch a stream game, go there. Ours won't be streamed, but we're just going to be having our thoughts about the game and stuff.
Since Dave and Neil certainly don't watch this, do you mind if I talk about the conversation we had about my character?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Yeah. So I'm super excited because I made my character is a battle mage from the realm of Shadow. Living in Anvilgarde right before everything goes to shit. And he's, at this point, he's a frail old man who basically up until this point lived just as like just kind of like a mage that had enough handiness to be helpful to those around. Like instead of going to handyman, you go to him. You broke that, he'll mend it, whatever. But people didn't really like him very much because he's Shadow. It's very weird. It's very unsettling. But he's always, he's never been like heckled or harassed by anybody, and so he still appreciates his neighbors, and he still loves his town. And so I talked to Chuck. The one thing that I want to do, and again, he said I still have to do it right. He's not just going to give it to me. But what I want to do at some point during the campaign, have a sacrifice moment where he, uses up the last of his strength, and all he does is he wants to be able to take that one extra swing, and he goes down. And then sometime later, whether I come up with a character in the Inner Rim or something like that, or if it happens right away, it doesn't matter to me. Whatever happens, happens. But he comes back as a knight incantor. and I cannot wait to see David Neal's look whenever he reemerges as this just tall, not viral, full of vitalness.
Vitalness.
Full of vitalness. Just this big, strong, strapping, still elderly though, Stormcast now. I can't wait to try it out. Man, it's gonna be great.
It'll be fun. We'll like I said, we'll wait to see session 0. We'll kind of set things up, maybe a little bit of play, but yeah, and you can expect as we do play, get regular updates as we go along, just to keep people included, just for a little bit of fun. But yeah, tune in for that. That'll be in a couple weeks here. But outside that, follow me at StrengthHammer_ on Twitter, Instagram, strengthhammer.net. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Hit the like button to prove you're one of these Stormcast Strong. It's right there. It's all you gotta do.
You know what?
Click like,
here,
and you're there.
on the other shoulder. Don't hit like. Don't do that. Just don't. Just stay away from it. You can't. You're too dumb to do it.
Don't forget, if you have any problems or complaints about anything we said here on the show, make sure you go over to AOS Coach's channel, find his latest video, and comment there.
Yeah, you tell him how you think we're a couple of jackasses, and then also comment down below. Just comment twice, 2-3 times. Tell us every word. New comment. You are a idiot. Boom.
Boy.
All right. Well, thank you for if you made it this far. Really appreciate you getting into the video. I know we rambled for a decent amount tonight.
Yeah. I mean,
but again, that's what these videos are for. I apologize. We are not the best players in the world. We are not the brightest minds in the game. So this is here just for our personality and introspective. And we'd love to hear yours as well. So again,
actually, I want to throw out one idea to the to the people out there. Let us know in the comments. This is serious. Let us know in the comments. I've thought about this before, and I could do it right now. I've thought about me and Matt doing a show where we live watch Warhammer Weekly and live react to Warhammer
should
Weekly.
Be going on right now.
I think it's going on right now. I'm like, look at the YouTube icon. I'm like, I can just click that and go to Warhammer Weekly. It would be for fun. It wouldn't be anything serious. But if you'd like to see that, mention it in the comments below. And if you do, I'll probably ask Vince first, just to be polite. But yeah, let us know if you want a Warhammer Weekly watch party. It'd probably be recorded, but if people like it after the first one, maybe we'll start doing them live.
Yeah, we have to see about that one. So we would have to wait for the episode to happen and then truncate the episode because I can't keep up with those guys sometimes.
We just, if it starts getting like if we start like losing it, we'll just start talking about whatever we want anyway over top of them.
Oh yeah.
We'll just randomly pop back in. But anyway, everybody stay Stormcast strong. Happy hobbying.
And here, I have a new outro I want to try. So I'm gonna go with the outro and then cut it. Okay.
All right, I'm ready.
Hard. Are you ready?
Hard cut. Ready?
Okay. Do I look like I'm looking directly in the camera?
Hold on, my icons. Okay.
Oh, your icon left.
Hold on.
Okay, are you ready?
Not yet. Hold on.
Professionalism.
Listen, I'm learning OBS as we go. All right. My cursor, which is a gun blade, was right on your nose the whole time. Okay, we're ready.
All right, ready?
Yep.
Ready? I love you.
Is this where I cut it?
Yeah.